The purpose of a place of worship. Hi, my name is Dr. James Holt, and I mentioned in yesterday's video that I've just returned from Morocco, and while I was there I had a very interesting experience. I tried to go into the Koutoubia Mosque, and for the first time in my life, bearing in mind I've spent most of my life in the UK, I was refused entry to a place of worship. And I was refused entry because I wasn't Muslim, and it was reserved for Muslims. And this got me thinking, well, is this right? Should this happen? I've been to mosques, I've been to gurdwaras, I've been to synagogues, shuls, I've been to viharas, mundirs, I've been to places of worship all over the UK and in some other countries as well. And so why in particular was I refused entry? And it was because I was not Muslim. Now, I get this, and I get that a place of worship is a place of worship. But I also think, well, is this missing a trick? Is this missing something? And I think one of the purposes of a place of worship are for people to connect with each other, people to connect with the divine. And whenever I go to visit a place of worship, I do feel, and I can feel, the presence of the divine. And it can be a place of meditation and of worship for me. But it wouldn't have been, for me, I wouldn't have performed salat. So is this correct? And I don't know is essentially the question, because a place of worship is not a tourist attraction. Though in some places, certainly in the UK as well, there are some places of worship that have been opened as such and they charge for the upkeep, and I have my own opinions about those as well, because people should be able to go in and feel a connection to the divine. Also, I have a friend who kind of lamented to me the other week that his niece was actually searching for truth. And she went to her local gurdwara, she was a Sikh, and kind of was unable to speak to anybody or anything else. And then she went to the church around the corner, and she was welcomed, and she was given a cup of tea, and she was given community. And so therefore she was led towards Christianity. And so when we consider that places of worship perhaps are people's first experiences, should they therefore be restricted? And obviously this is an incredibly important question for people to consider and faith communities to consider. I remember as a teenager I was searching, so I went to my local church, it was locked, and life took me down a different direction. So it is the idea, well, what is the purpose of a place of worship? Yes, it's not a tourist attraction, but using it as such, using it as a place that people are free to enter, might well help people become more connected with faith and with the divine. So it's raised lots of questions anyway.